Hello YouTube, Glock 27 for Jimmy here. Picked up this top hat trailer, 18-foot car hauler the other day, and had a project of installing the winch, and I wanted to do a video during install, and I completely forgot to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a video, real quick one, of how I did it, in case anyone else is thinking of putting a winch on a car hauler. And maybe I'll have a couple of tips or pointers that might be of use. One overall comment is it wasn't too bad at all. It was a fairly easy, quick project. So I'll go over a few things that I did that might help out. I am going to put some reverse lights on this. One of the pins on the connector is actually reverse, and so I'll put a couple of little bright white lights back here somewhere, obviously not interfering with the ramps anywhere, so probably in the middle or something, or underneath those other ones, I'm not sure. Just so when I'm backing in somewhere, I've got a lot of light way in the back of the trailer. I can see where I'm going. It's a 2014 top hat that I picked up, and wanted to do just a really quick video in case anyone's thinking of putting a winch on the front of this. This is what I went with. I know there's several different options to go with, and including putting a toolbox up here and actually mounting the winch in the toolbox. My biggest obstacle for doing that is the jack, which is welded on, is right in the way of where I would want to put that toolbox, either there on the tongue, or if I put the toolbox up here, then it takes up a lot of my space where I would like the car to come up to the front of the trailer for weight distribution. The toolbox that I was thinking about putting there actually almost covered up those D-hooks too, so I decided not to go with the toolbox here. I'm going to go ahead and install another little toolbox, up in the corner over here somewhere, or possibly the type that goes underneath the front of this to store some chains and such, and that's going to be my next project, I believe. But just cover this. I got a winch cover for this, so I'll just keep it covered. But here's what I did. I should say we did. My brother-in-law helped me do the welding part of this project. Two things that needed to be welded. One was a place for the battery, so I just took some angle iron and put two strips along there and welded those in, and then bolted the plastic battery case to the bottom of that so that it wouldn't vibrate around. Okay, so the other part that needed to be welded, as you can see, this main frame of the trailer is a lot thicker metal than the actual diamond plate or whatever you call this. It's painted black, obviously, but anyway, that was thinner, so the winch didn't sit straight across there. So if you can see there's another piece underneath there of 1/4 inch steel. It goes all the way the length of the I think it was 33 inches, if I remember right. All the way the length of the winch, and that's welded down in place so that was level and also a lot more sturdy than the flimsy decking or whatever you call it. So that worked out really good, and put 4 bolts in that and some lock washers, and got it down really nice and snug, and it works great. So anyway, the other thing that I wanted to mention, of course, hooking these winches up electrically is super easy, but if you want to keep your battery charged, people do different things. They'll run a pair of 20 or 25 foot jumper cables to the back of the battery to throw those on whenever they want to use it, or just hook the winch directly up to the truck battery with those jumper cables. I am thinking about plugging in one of those solar outfits to go ahead and kind of keep the battery topped off. Haven't done that yet. If I do that, then I'll maybe put a little solar plate on top of this battery box. and I think those are like $10 at Harbor Freight. So we'll see if that works. But for now, anyway, I have the other option. And one thing that you'll want to do, regardless of whether or not you keep a battery tender to charge it or a solar system to keep it charged, is while the truck is running and while the lights are plugged in with that type of 7-pin connector there, not the very top pin, but the one to the right of that, like I guess it would be 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock position, that pin is a hot pin on the truck, and it's always hot. And that's actually what is hooked up to this battery box here for the emergency brakes, so that will engage and put the brakes on. If that cable there were to, this little cable here were to come out, in an emergency to stop the trailer. And of course I have on this truck, I do have brakes, electric brakes system, so that I'll have brakes on there. I also have a camera, backup camera, in order to see the trailer tongue. And I put some fluorescent orange on there to make it real easy to see when I'm backing up. I can hit right in that spot where I want to be, so that way I'm not getting in and out of the truck. Anyway, I digress a little bit there. I wanted to explain that pin that makes this battery work for the brakes. You can also run that to this battery. So what I did is, you can see these two little wires right here. I tapped in to both the hot and the ground on this one. And by the way, the front of my battery box told me which one was hot and which one was ground. And so that worked out really good, to make sure I hooked up to the right one, because I'm always not sure about white being, I'm used to black being the ground, but in this case it's the white one. So ran that to the battery. As you can see, the black one is here on the negative, and the red one, I used a red and a black wire, and the red one I have hooked to the hot. And let me see if I can get this camera in a position where I can show you with the voltmeter set to 20 DCV. There we go. Got the black one hooked up, the red one hooked up, and it is showing 14.5-ish volts when my truck is running. My truck is on and running, and it is charging this battery while it's running. And that is a super nice feature to have, so that when you need to use the winch, you've got power back here, just from your truck running and pushing power back here to charge it. So I think with a little solar thing to keep it topped off, and with that, then this battery should always be good to go. And that is the system I went with. So thanks for watching. Glock 27 for Jimmy, signing out.